Viewers, breaking news for you from Mekelle, Tigray's capital. Everyone has been waiting for the last 48 hours for official Ethiopian government's response to Tigray's offer of cessation of hostilities. 48 hours ago, Tigray said it was ready to stop the fighting, it was ready for cessation of hostilities. International community backed Tigray's call. EU, US, UN all released statements urging the two parties to resume talks. Now, response has come not in the form of commitment to start talks, but in the form of a drone strike. Yes, this morning, Tuesday morning, Ethiopian Air Force conducted a drone strike on Tigray. What was the target? Who was injured? Who was killed? And what does this drone strike indicate? Can we say peace process has failed altogether and there are no hopes of peaceful solution to this conflict? The drone strike was conducted according to Tigray regional government at Adi Haki campus of Mekelle University in Mekelle. Some pictures are being shared as well, showing property damage, slightly damaged vehicles can be seen. Mekelle University building is seen in the pictures, not heavily damaged, just small scale damage can be seen. It seems open area inside university premises was targeted. No statement from Ethiopian government as usual. We have seen in the past as well that whenever drone strikes, air strikes were conducted on Tigray, Ethiopian government remained silent. It did not issue any statement about targets. But government-backed activists always claim that military targets, those targets are being hit which are being used for military purposes. According to either referral hospital of Mekelle, one injured patient has been transferred to the hospital so far. So no confirmation about any casualties so far, but one injured patient, one injured civilian confirmed. Secondly, Gata Choreda, Tigray presidential spokesperson, spoke about this drone strike, and he said that again, civilian infrastructure is being targeted. Drones targeted Mekelle University. And he claimed that joint Ethiopian Eritrean offensives in all fronts are collapsing like house of cards. That is why Ethiopian government is taking revenge on civilians in Mekelle. Now, this drone strike is obviously an indication, a very clear indication that Ethiopian government is not going to announce cessation of hostilities. That is what we concluded in the last video, in which I elaborated about what happened in Djibouti, where talks were held. Verbally, the two-party agreement, a document was prepared. Ethiopian federal government representatives did not sign the agreement. They left Djibouti. They said that they wanted to consult top leadership, but they did not return. Meanwhile, Tigray announced cessation of hostilities 2 days ago, hoping that Ethiopian government would respond positively or to put pressure upon Ethiopian federal government. Now, the response has come in the form of a drone strike. So, no signs of any impending cessation of hostilities agreement or ceasefire agreement between the two parties. Things are not moving in the right direction. This drone strike indicates, that US State Department in its statements, recent statements, condemned three important things: this non-strikes, airstrikes on Tigray, Tigray's military offensives outside Tigray, and entry of Eritrean forces into this conflict, re-entry. So these 3 points were condemned by international community in recent statements. Now it seems that Tigray has strengthened its diplomatic position through announcement of cessation of hostilities and through engagement with Ethiopian federal government in Djibouti. Tigray seems to have gained diplomatically. On diplomatic front, Tigray is making gain. Tigray regional government is making gains. Ethiopian federal government will come under more international pressure, especially after this dawn strike. Now, international community will condemn the strike no matter what the target is, because the government is silent. Government is not saying a word about targets. So it means that now in coming hours, you're going to see statements of condemnation. More pressure will be exerted on Ethiopian federal government. Ethiopian federal government worked for months to mend ties with the US, because last year US President Joe Biden issued executive orders. Some Ethiopian government officials were put under sanctions, and further sanctions were threatened by the US government. Still, two bills are pending at US Senate and House, HR 6600 S3199, and executive orders duration has been extended just a few days ago by US President. It means that again you're going to see a talk of sanctions from US side as well. EU, which is demanding withdrawal of Eritrean troops from Tigray, will also build more pressure upon Ethiopian government. I think we are going to witness what we witnessed last year. Last year, no more, no more, no more was the slogan of Ethiopian federal government. It launched no more rallies across the world. It accused EU, US, Western countries of interfering in Ethiopian internal politics, of backing Tigray People Liberation Front. I think that you are going to see no more demonstrations in coming days. Ethiopian diaspora will be activated, and once again a new narrative will be launched that TPLF is backed by the US, by not a new narrative, an old narrative that TPLF is backed by EU, US. EU, US are interfering in Ethiopian internal matters. That is what we're going to see in coming days. With the resumption of dawn strikes, you can well imagine what would be happening at different fronts. So one can clearly conclude that no signs of any let-up, no signs of any cessation of hostilities. Ethiopian federal government, Tigray regional government, despite several direct engagements in Djibouti, could not bridge their differences. These engagements were direct engagements. It's not that they were indirectly talking. Their representatives were in Djibouti. Yes, some international mediators were there too, reportedly, but basically it was a direct engagement. If direct engagement is failing, it means that prospects of peace are diminishing, which is very alarming. Can this situation be controlled, which is getting out of hand? Because it was being hoped that meetings in Djibouti will lead to peace, and on a new year, Tigray regional government made the offer of peace to Ethiopian federal government. Ethiopian federal government seems to be of this view that international community is actively backing Tigray regional government. And what we have seen in terms of comments of Eritrean people, Eritrean, not people, but Eritrean government officials like their diplomats, Ambassador Beine, and reporting of some Eritrean government-backed news outlets, it also indicates that Eritrean government might not be comfortable with a cessation of hostilities between Tigray regional government and Ethiopian federal government, because they want to further weaken TPLF, it seems. Overall, we can sum up that things are not moving in the right direction. Hopes of peace have been dashed to the ground, and still no signs of any tangible progress made in talks. That is why drone strikes have resumed on Tigray. Thank you for watching.